know. Real conversations, real news, and one-on-one interviews with some of the most intriguing names in River State, South Nigeria, and the country today. Unbiased analysis the way you wish still existed.
They're damaging the economy of the country. I'm not bothered about whether federal government is supporting us or not. Because if you cannot protect the lives of your people, then there's no governance.
From the news that dominates the headlines to the important topics below the fold, left, right, and center busts the opinion bubbles and echo chambers with genuine discussion and real talk.
Out of $500 million that President Jonathan borrowed for Abuja Kaduna. At the time I was speaking, we were paid over 100 and something million out of the $500 million.
Tune into Point Blank with Shegan Awalabi every Saturdays 8:15 a.m. on Super 93.3 FM. Point Blank, civilized yet provocative.
Hello and good morning to you. Thank you for staying with us. This is Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt, and you're listening to Point Blank. Point Blank is a news and current affairs program, airs on this station every Saturday. In every edition of Point Blank, what we do is to look at the big stories in the news. We'll bring those who matter into the studio, discussing all of those big stories. And the idea is to get you participate in some of those big stories. Of course, the newsmakers are always in the studio, and we have the decision makers participating on every edition of Point Blank. And of course, Point Blank has become the household news and current affairs program when it comes about policies, discussions, agendas, and issues. And this is what we do every Saturday on this show, Point Blank. My name is Shegun Olabi. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. And welcome to a very fantastic episode of the show. Now, don't forget, you can be part of all of the discussion this morning. Participate live. Join us on Facebook. On Facebook, it is on Super 93.3 FM. On Twitter, we are live on Super News PH. On Instagram, we are on Super FM 93.3. And on Trend, we are at Super FM 933. We'll also be taking all of your comments and contribution on WhatsApp, and the number to call us to participate on the discussion this morning and to give your input, your response, your contribution. The WhatsApp number is 09059481021. I repeat that again, 09059481021. And all you need to do is to send us a short WhatsApp message, record your voice, tell us where you're calling us from, and let us have your response to all the issues we'll be discussing this morning on Point Blank. Once again, greetings to you, and thank you so much for joining us. Now, we have a two-leg show this morning. On the second leg of the show, we'll be looking at the incidents of headers attack on some farmers in some local government areas in River State. Now, don't forget that River State is a signatory to the anti-grazing law, and that particular law was signed by the immediate past governor of Eze-Nyesom Wike in 2021. And that law made stipulations on issues relating to open grazing. Headers farmers attack is not a new thing, and River State is now the only state facing this very peculiar challenge. It is one big one that is happening in several other states, but the cases is on the increase now. In the last couple of weeks, three group of farmers from three local government areas have raised alarm on attack on farmers in the local government. We had a situation just about a couple of days ago in Element local government area, Oyigbo local government area, as well as the entire local government area. Of course, you won't forget too soon that the River State governor, Sir Similai Fubara, issued a warning to leaders of the northern community recently to rein in some members of this headers community and warned that government will not tolerate the issue of destruction of farmlands. But this is going on. So on the second leg of Point Blank this morning, we'll be discussing that, and we'll be having a representative of the northern communities and the representative of Meiti Allah, which is the apex organization of headers in Nigeria. They'll be speaking to us on Point Blank, but that will be from the 9 o'clock hour on Point Blank. But right now on Point Blank, we're looking at something that is not very new, but it is becoming criminally widespread. And this is the issue of the manhole cover thefts. Now, you know, you call it the stealing of man-owned cover. This is something that is not new. It is not about the biggest problem in River State, but again, it is something that is becoming a little bit criminal. Now, how does this happen? Thieves typically hit spots that don't have much traffic and are likely not monitored, and these thieves usually make an effort to look legitimate, especially if stealing the manhole cover in broad daylight. And in several cases where this has happened, which is in several local government area, we've seen manhole cover being stolen. And these are very metal cover that are covering up this public utility. So what is government doing? Now, what we know is that the River State House of Assembly has set up a committee and had a committee which in charge of the manhole removal and looting of wire mesh. And this committee has been investigating. We'll be looking at what they found out so far. And also, this committee has decided that one of the ways to help in stopping this menace that is ongoing is to improve on the Public Work and Utility Protection Law of number 9, 2012. Is this the solution? Now, stay with us. That's what we'll be discussing. My guest is already seated. We'll go on a short break. When we come back from this break, we'll begin our discussion. Stay with us. It is Point Blank Saturday. And so, greetings to you once again. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're listening to Point Blank Saturday. So, we're beginning the show this morning on the widespread theft of manhole cover in River State. And this is becoming so frequent, and we have the cases being reported in several parts of the state. And my guest this morning is the chairman of that special committee, the HADO Committee on Manhole Removal and the Looting of Wire Mesh. I have with me in the studio the member representing Bani constituency in the River State House of Assembly, Honorable Victor Okojumbo. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us, Honorable.
Good morning, Shegon.
And it's a great pleasure having you in the studio this morning.
Oh, pleasure is all mine. And then I am also bringing greetings from the Imani people.
I know this is your first time being with us on this show, but fantastic job you're doing. Again, let us look at the issue here. That is the removal of this very important cover. How widespread? Because I know that you've been back on investigation of this act. How widespread is it?
Well, Shegon, the damage to Port Harcourt metropolis, by these very unpatriotic Nigerians is on an exponential scale. Earlier this week, together with my team, security agencies, MDAs, local governments, we decided to embark on an assessment tour where we looked at certain part of Port Harcourt, our streets, to ascertain the level of damage done. Now, Shegun, it would interest you to note that from all the way from Agri, that's Agri Road in town, to Eliozu, Mpogu, Rumola, Rumokoro, all the way down to Obirikwere, Igrita, Eneka, to Eleme flyover, and then to Aleto in Eleme, the Aleto bridge.
Yeah.
They have removed all the manhole covers. Specifically, let me talk about the Obirikwere flyover. Now, coming from the East-West Road, heading to Igrita. Now, Shegun, if you go to that flyover there, in between East-West Road and Obirikwere, all the manhole covers on that lane has been removed. The wire meshes on that lane has all been cutted away. Shegun, it will interest you to note that even the street lights, they've started removing the armored cable used in powering the street lights. Shegun, they removed so much as the metal street light, the pole. A human being would take away a full pole, I mean the full pole, the electric pole lightings, and then take it home.
This is serious.
It is very serious. On the Rumokoro flyover, just at the roundabout, under the flyover, they've removed the wire mesh. If you go to Garrison, coming from the water lines, all the wire mesh there have been removed. In fact, you know, these bridges are all precasts.
Mhm.
Now, what they do now is they chisel the concrete just to remove the metal holding the wire mesh and then roll up everything. Shego, it's on an exponential scale. It is disheartening what the committee has found out. If you go to my one flyover, now in between my one and that new market built by the previous administration, the entire manhole on that stretch, all the way down to the mile 3 roundabout, that's the UST roundabout, all the way down to my 4, they have removed all these concrete manhole covers. The manhole covers, they removed all. Shegun, we had an account where a woman was walking with her baby along that my one flyover, unaware to the fact that this manhole cover had been removed. And you know, when it rains heavily, there's this flash flooding. Shegun, the baby fell into that manhole. Where they recovered the body of the baby was at the interurban canal.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they recovered the body of the baby. Shegun, if you go to Omok Street in D-Line, all the way down to from Omok entering Ulu Obasanjo, just by the roundabout where they have that police station, at the middle of the road there is a very big manhole there. They've removed the cover. River State government has tried to replace that manhole cover so many times, but they keep removing. I mean, it is just by the side of the police station.
Mm-hmm.
Now, during heavy rains, from that roundabout to where Fidelity Bank is, there's this flash flooding. The water rises to the level of the demarcation between the two sides of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine that you are unaware that a manhole, you know, the cover has been removed there, and you're trying to cross that road. It will take the grace of God for you to survive if you fall into that manhole.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the level as to which these syndicates have been operating in River State. Let's take a look at OGRA on Forces Avenue. They've removed the entire manhole. I mean, OGRA is not a commercial area.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a commercial area where you say, okay, so many people ply that route. But no, what they do is they come out at wee hours of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And then when me and you will be sleeping, Shegun, this is when these people operate. And it's very disheartening what we have found out. Shegun, yesterday, I got a call from the vice chairman of Obiakpo local government. They caught somebody red-handed on the artillery flyover, just by the side there, the sidewalk, removing these manhole covers, I mean, in broad daylight. And there were 3 of them. 2 were on the lookout. And then 1 was trying to remove the manhole, unaware of the fact that I think there was there's this, I don't know whether it's task force under the flyover, those people controlling traffic. So they noticed their activities, and immediately the Obiakpo local government task force swung into action, and then they apprehended these people. Shegun, what is being done to the states is disheartening. Almost all the flyovers have been vandalized.
Wow.
All the way down from Obirikwere to Igrita roundabout, all the way down to Eneka, and then to the Eleme flyover, and to Eleme Road, and then to Aleto Bridge. Shegun, they have removed everything. I am telling you, these people are working day and night to deface Port Harcourt. Shegun, on that Aleto Bridge, the metals used in bracing the bridge, you know, for safety, they've removed it. In fact, we had a recount where the local government chairman, through the CSO, told us that a woman and her baby also fell into that bridge, from the bridge, because during rain, the visibility is low. So they were able to recover the baby, but the woman died. She lost her life. This is how much damage and carnage this syndicate is causing to Port Harcourt.
Fantastic. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Point Blank this Saturday, and I'm having a conversation with Honorable Victor Okojombo. Honorable Victor Okojombo is the lawmaker representing the people of Bonny in the Rivers State House of Assembly, and he is also a chairman of a very important task force, the ad hoc committee, the Rivers State House of Assembly ad hoc committee on removal of manholes and looting of wire mesh. Now, in case you don't understand what we mean by manholes, now there are big drainages created to allow underground water to pass so as we don't have cases of flooding, and there are heavy metals that were designed to be a covering for these drainages. Now, the drainages are called the manhole. The covering is the metals we're talking about. Now, some of these metals weigh up to 100 kg. I think so, yes. Some of them weigh up to 100 kg. And from what we gather, some of them are very precious iron that can be sold as scrap. Now, what we know is that some syndicates have embarked on, well, specialized stealing. It is not new, but it is becoming more rampant. Yeah. And some of them, well dressed like technical personnel, go remove it even in broad daylight. Some of them do it in the darkness of the night. Now, here is the danger. The danger is many people walking the road may not know how deep those manholes, particularly during the rains, and you might just find yourself inside. And when it is flooded, when the waters come up, you know, I saw a particular one along NTA Road. I had to stop to look at it. It's so deep. It's very, how many meters?
10 meters.
10 meters. So which means somebody like me, if I fall inside, you won't see me. And I'm over 6 feet tall. So it is a very, so the question we're asking is, what are we doing about this situation? What should we do? How should we stop this? Now, the committee set up by the Rivers State House of Assembly has embarked on an investigation, and that is the report Honorable Jumbo is giving to us right now. But beyond that, what more can we do? One of the things that the committee plans to do is to look at the Public Work Utility Protection Law, improve on the Public Work Utility Protection Law. But again, just like everything in Nigeria, laws are not our problems, but how to make the laws work. Those are the issues we're looking at. We'll talk a little bit about the public utility law. But again, let me come to Honorable Jumbo. From your preliminary investigation, do we even know the markets? Because once there is a market, once there is a buyer, you will always have the sellers. Where do they take these things to?
Okay, Shego, as part of our committee interface, we wrote to the Ikoko spare parts dealers and the metal and scrap dealers especially. The reason why we invited Ikoko spare parts is because there's a unit in that market, the metal and scrap units, just along the bypass heading to mile 3 from Ulu Obasanjo. Now, Shego, it will interest you to know that there's a union for this. And when we invited the metal and scrap dealers, initially it was just the state's chairman, but then we decided to say, okay, let us do a more elaborate work. So we wrote back to the union and tell them to invite all the branches in River State. And then we had an interface with them, and it was shocking what we heard. Now, this union, the metal and scrap union, told us that there are some persons within River State operating dumps that have refused to register with their union. Now, it is this set of dumps that the scavengers go to pick this manhole covers, wire mesh, it doesn't matter. They even go as far as carrying pots, aluminium pots, tripod stands. It is disheartening. So what they do is they take it to these dumps that are not registered with the union, and then they sell it to the dealers. Now, the dealers sell it to the agents of the mill, and then the agents of the mill take it to the mill.
It's a big business.
Yes, it is. That's why I said it is an organized crime. Now, we also interfaced with the Nigerian police, the NSCDC, the DSS, the spare parts dealers, of course, National Union of Road Transport Workers, Ministry of Works, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Power, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, Obiakpo local government, Falga local government, Ikwere local government, Elimiri local government, Oyigbo local government, and then the CDC of various communities. Now, the CDCs of various communities are saying that, let's take, for instance, the flyover at Waterlines. Now, these communities within this public infrastructure are saying that they all have gates, they all have gates. And they're saying that they cannot protect these facilities beyond their gates because they don't have stipends to pay the vigilante. Now, these metal and scrap dealers are saying that these unregistered persons, in fact, they gave us an account. One dump at Stadium Road, where this dump, they bought this manhole covers. I mean, the Metal and Scrap Dealers Association told us this, real account, that they went to the Alakaya police station and then they mobilized the police. The police went there. These people are so smart. What they do is, when they bring in this manhole covers, they dig the ground and then they put them inside and then they cover it. So when you come to inspect the site, you don't find nothing on their dump sites. Now, what they did, because they deal on the scrap, I think they know how they operate. So they started digging, and when they dug, they found out several manhole covers. Now, these manhole covers that were found, immediately the people running the dump decided to run, take to their heels, and then the police apprehended about 3 of them, while the other ones escaped. Now, took them to the station, and then, Shegun, that the police cannot hold you for more than 48 hours. So they had to release these persons. Now, as part of our interface, we also interface with the Attorney General of the state. And what the Attorney General of the state said is, see, let us get 2 dedicated courts, magistrate courts, for dispense of justice. Because it's not enough sometimes to just catch these persons, but also to make sure that certain courts are dedicated, so that as soon as you're caught, you're taken to those courts and justice is dispensed. But then that brings us to this Public Works and Utility Protection Law.
Yeah.
Now, the Public Works and Utility Protection Law does not, to our own understanding, provide for stiffer penalties. Now, Shegun, let me read.
Now, we will come to the issue of the law, because I saw a lot of things in the law, and of course, you've just said that you're going to be working on the law, but definitely we'll come to that. However, if you just tune in, you're listening to us, we're talking about something that is becoming a very serious problem. It is not new, but it is becoming widespread, and it's like a syndicate is now involved in it. That is the stealing of drainage cover, manhole cover. These are big metals, some of them weighing up to 100 kg, and they're being stolen. And there is a syndicate involved in this because of the manner in which it is being stolen. It is now becoming widespread. And another one is also the removal of wire mesh guarding some very important public facility. We're looking at that this morning, and we have the honorable member representing Bunny constituency and also the chairman of the other committee investigating the stealing of the manhole cover and removal of wire mesh, Honorable Oko Jumbo, with us in the morning. Now, if you have any area you know of that this has happened, where the manhole cover has been stolen, and you want to alert us, kindly send us a call right now. You can call this show 070-5079-1021 or call 081-174-31021. Now, you can call us, give us information. Now, what we know is that the committee have been back on investigation. They've gone on trips to some areas. But the truth is, they may not have gotten to your area. They may not know what has happened in your area. So you hint us. Tell us where you think the manhole cover, or where you've seen the manhole cover being stolen. Let us know. And if you have solutions and suggestions to how to stop this, again, I did say it is not something new, but it is something that is becoming criminal. And right now, because of the dangers, we'll be looking at all of that. So again, the number to call 070-5079-1021, as well as 081-174-31021. Don't forget, you can as well send us a short message on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp line are open, and it is on 090-5948-1021. Make it 30 seconds. Tell us your name, where you're calling from. Give us the location where you think the manhole cover has been removed. And if you have suggestions, please kindly go ahead. Now, Honorable, we'll just take 2 or 3 calls before we come back to the studio. I'm taking more of your comment. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good morning to you.
Mr. Zion, good morning. Yeah.
Honorable, I met you this morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Towards the Upogo, Ayamakara area is another flashpoint. In fact, for this area, I have to come down from the car. Ask the guy, who asked you to remove these things? He told me that I'm at the guy with the one come clean the gutter. And this guy putting on reflectors. I think to another extent, our people, this I don't care character in River State. I want the honorable to take this matter to the House of Assembly and discuss these issues. I don't care character in River State, Port Harcourt is destroying and killing the image of River State. Imagine people that have seen these guys removing these manholes, they all kept quiet. Nobody can stop and ask questions. If not that I stop and ask questions, this guy would have moved away this manhole cover. Of course, several have been removed from this area. You can come the Yamakara area down to Pogo. And number two, sir, what about the community youth? The paramount ruler and the CDC. What are their responsibilities? I don't care. We must look into this issue critically. And now for my own resolution, I feel that these covers should be used on stone days.
Okay.
Use stone days to seal it, to protect this facility, because now these scavengers are everywhere. And they come in the middle of the night to shoot these things away. Some even in the afternoon, pretending as if they are workers to come and clean the drainages. Mr. Zion.
Mr. Zion, thank you so much. Let's take this one. Good morning and thank you for joining us. Point blank.
My name is Akanto.
Akanto, good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Shegun.
Good morning.
Good morning, Comrade Honorable Kojambo. Good morning. Shegun, this is started from water lines. When it started there, people pay a dry ice to eat, and today it has widespread. You know, during the commission of one of the projects by the former Rivers Governor, yes, he made a strong statement that now he will deal with any person, either from the own ethnic group that loot this manhole. But today, this is a big way. Jumbo, the committee you are heading, a very tedious committee. I must tell you, from the ethnic group you come from, and where these flyovers are. How many of the community people, how many of the traditional rulers, how many of the citizens, flyover, there is a loading point by that, what they call the Bulla by side. That was the day they are passing up to international during that.
Oh, Akanto, we lost you there. Unfortunately, Akanto, but I think you've made your point. Let's just take another one here. We'll take it from 070-5079-1021 and 081-174-31021. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Hello, Shegun. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to your guest, Honorable.
Good morning.
I want to particularly take exception to the comment credited to your guest that we got some information where manholes were being sold. They went to police station, presented some police people to go and raid. Some people ran away and there were 3 people were caught. And he's telling us that they are not supposed to hold people to hold people for more than 48 hours. Who is he telling that kind of story? That you arrested people and you let them go because you cannot keep them more than 48 hours? Like, seriously? I want us to believe you. These people, we know the powers behind the release of those people. Tell us the truth. You cannot tell me that thing was that Kokambu story. That you caught people who are suspected of criminals, who steal government properties, and you are telling me that they free them because you cannot hold them more than 48 hours. Or can tell us the people, powerful people behind the release of those people, and not come here to the studio and tell us some story. I'm not interested in that kind of story.
All right, thank you so much. You've made your point, but if you listen to the Honorable, he was talking in relation to the laws, and we'll be looking at the laws. What are the shortcomings with the laws, and what have we done even in line with the laws? But again, thank you so much. Your perception is well taken. Let's take 2 more calls. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. Point Blank Saturday.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Shegun.
Yes.
And the Honorable there, Honorable Victor Jaja.
I thank God I'm already preparing a memo to send the office.
Oh.
As you can see, the police cannot even stop this matter. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
The police cannot even stop this matter. So the best way for me is to take the action taken by Zamfara State Government. Stopping all trading of metal scrap. That is the way forward. And not
Okay, just hold on. You said in Zamfara State, government stopped trading in metals.
Yes.
Okay, we will fact check that. We'll fact check that. I'll be looking if that is the solution. Yes, go ahead.
That is the only way to stop this money. Even not only for that, in the rural area, in my community, Tombia, the pilot that was carrying the cable across the military cable across the river fell down 3 years ago, and they went there to cut all the pilot and the cable away. So none of the state is there. So the best way for me is to stop the selling, buying and selling of scrap metal in the state for a period. Let us see, and then appoint the committee to monitor the violators and arrest them for prosecution. Because as you can see, the one at my one police station, park there. The police station was there. But the people are going there to carry away these messages for the second time. So what do you expect from this thing? Is to stop the final total stopping of buying and selling scrap. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. And that was a very interesting point of view by the last caller. So again, if you're listening, would you support the last caller that government should come up with a law stopping the sale of scrap metals in the time being so as to stop this criminal activity going on, the stealing of the manhole cover and the wire mesh? Will this be your support? I'm just going to have you join us. Send us your comments on our WhatsApp page, 09059481021. That is 09059481021. Send us a short voice message on WhatsApp. We will take all of your WhatsApp comments right now, but quickly, let me just go to some of the comments that are coming in on our Facebook page. Loads of them are coming in. Njoko Clinton, Soporuchi, thank you so much. You said, way to go, honorable, on the manhole matter. I think the solution should be 1, regulate the activities of scrap metal dealers. 2, profile and checkmate the proliferation of scrap yards. 3, register all profile scrap yards and attach inspector to each site. The inspector must be at the yard during the loading of the scrap for transportation. They must confirm every item being loaded before the truck leaves. The issue is a big one, which will be checked out and given proper attention. Well, thank you so much, Preacher. I hope I got your message. And a double field said, honorable, this should be taken seriously. As chairman of the HADA committee, please take drastic action to commence immediate. And my street signpost was dug. Oh my God. It said my street signpost was dug out and was taken away by the scavenger. This is alarming. Stephen Igbike, good morning. Good morning from PH. On the manhole, particularly the issue is the frequent report going on in River State, Stephen, and we're talking about what is happening in your area. Along UST close to Genesis, manhole cover is removed and it's dangerous for the students, passerbys. You see the housemen shouting, iron, condemn iron, condemn iron. I'm telling you that they pay people to do this. They are also involved. Please, government should make something big, and that's that. So let us just see what we can do from the WhatsApp messages. Let's take some of the WhatsApp comments. I will come back reading more of the comments that are on the Facebook. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Shogo.
Good
My
morning.
name is
Thank
Michael.
you. Michael,
The
thank
manhole
you.
covers at the Quick Road Market has been removed, particularly the one at the Apostolic Church at the East Quick Road. It has been removed. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. So again, let's come back to our guest in the studio, who is the chairman of the River State House of Assembly Haddock Committee on the stealing of manhole covers and wire mesh. Honorable Jumbo, once again, let us look at some of the suggestions we've had. Somebody said, let's go the way of Zamfara. We will fact check what Zamfara is doing, but I don't know what Zamfara is doing. Are you aware of what Zamfara is doing?
Well, Shegun, yes. We got report of what happened in Zamfara, and I can tell you it's also part of our recommendations. In fact, right here with me, I have some recommendations from some of this, even the metal scrap dealers, the CDC, the police, Attorney General, MDAs, and so on. And the banning of the scavengers, so to speak, is also part of our recommendations. And I can tell you that by next week, Monday or Tuesday, the committee is submitting our reports. And we intend to do a robust, put up a robust report by Monday. Now, Shegun, as part of recommendations from this interface that we've had recommendations for the installation of CCTV cameras at strategic locations around the state.
But how sustainable is that?
Now, that will be left for the government, to decide. But these are strong recommendations, from the people, and it forms the basis of our own reports.
The CCTVs can be destroyed as well.
Yes, I know. But then it is also part of the recommendations also is for a task force, a joint task force between the intelligence community, the CDCs of various communities around our states, the metal and scrap dealers, and the ICT department.
Okay.
So that way we can checkmate, some of the activities of this person. In fact, we've also gone to a point where we recommended a emergency toll number to be created, and then a citizen program to be initiated. See something, say something. And then this task force the task force cannot operate everywhere. Shegun, you cannot police every street in Port Harcourt metropolis. You cannot. But if this task force is created with peculiarity to our local governments, because each local government has their own peculiarity, interface with the CDC in the local government, because they own the streets, they own the communities, they know how it goes on within their communities, together with the local government and the intelligence community. We can better police these government facilities and even private facilities.
Fantastic idea you have there, Honorable Kojombo. However, we've seen in this state, River State, where task force were created for one purpose and they became another thing entirely. Creating task force may not really be a very good one for so many Rivers people, because we've seen the task forces abusing their powers, and that's another big issue. Now, you said something about citizens' participation, and Mr. Zion also raised that it was time we begin to educate our citizens so that they become more aware, they become conscious of their environment. What do you plan to do in that area?
Okay, Shegu, the ad hoc committee had already started. In fact, we've been on almost every radio stations, and as part of our recommendations as well, the government must, engage both the national, road transport workers, the communities themselves. These communities don't even know that these cart pushers have been banned. It is as bad as that. And then the citizens on their part too play a very crucial role. The citizens they feel carefree. You see somebody pushing a cart, somebody carrying a generator in a cart, and you do not say anything to the person. You allow the person to go, and then you turn around, and then you still blame government. It's sad. Yes, I know that it is dangerous, but then that is the reason why we said create a response team. Now, not the regular task force where they are everywhere. Create a response team that will be located, that will be positioned in certain locations. And then when this distress call is made, to this emergency toll number, the response team within that axis, can then swing into action so that they can, apprehend this criminal element. And then do not forget that as part of the recommendations as well, the Attorney General is recommending that certain courts, magistrate courts, be set aside for this particular purpose, which is going to form the basis of our own reports as well. So that as soon as you're caught, they will not keep you in any police station for 48 hours. You will be taken straight down to that magistrate court, and then justice will be dispensed. But then that also brings us back to the public public works and utility protection law.
Yes, we'll take time to talk about that. But you see, again, one of the callers called, though he was a very angry caller, who suggested that some highly placed individuals are also behind this. that perhaps they are the ones sponsoring it. And he was accusing that, well, some people that were arrested, the reason why you cannot go further with the case is because some highly individuals are responsible. How correct can that be? And again,
Well,
the way we've seen this criminal act going on, it shows that it is not a small boy's business. For you to carry 10 of those stuff,
check on the black market. That manhole cover costs as much as 350,000 naira.
There you can see what I mean. For one. So it is very lucrative. So if you have 5 or you have 10, you can know what we're talking about.
That brings us to the law.
Yes.
You see, this syndicate, yes, I cannot say I don't feel like, certain persons, individuals are not behind it. But then when you are caught and you are sent to a police station, there has to be a process of prosecution. There has to be a process of prosecution. Nobody comes forth. Nobody comes, not even the communities comes forth. So I feel that is where the disconnect is. And then the police too, must also be put on their toes. So that, like, for instance, the same Eleka here police station, there's a manhole cover there. It has been removed.
In front of the police station.
Just in front of the police station.
Yeah, I'm aware.
In fact,
I saw that.
almost every police station, they've removed the manhole covers just right at the front of the police station. So, we also need to engage the police, so that they also, start to live up to their responsibility in policing this public facility. Just under the Rumokoro flyover, there is always a patrol van there, but the wire mesh has been removed. On Rumola flyover, just around the Rumola, the Garrison flyover, and then the one at Waterlines, there's always police vans around there, around that area. But yet this act keeps going on. So at what time do they remove these manhole covers? At what time do you know how difficult it is to chisel a precast concrete?
It is difficult.
You can imagine the time that it will take to chisel a precast concrete. Now, there is also an issue of this mentally deranged people under these public facilities. Now, part of the recommendations of the metal and scrap dealers is that these persons be taken out, because some persons go there and pretend that they are mentally deranged, and in the wee hours of the night, Shegun, where you and I must have gone to bed, they now carry out these activities. So we are also, as part of our recommendations, very strong one, engaging the Ministry of Social Welfare, so that these persons will be removed from this public facility, and then no one is found within that area. And then the armored cables to the street lights replaced, so that there will be better lighting system, and then it will be easier, to apprehend these suspects around these areas.
Fantastic. Honorable Victor Okojombo is the member representing Benin in the Rivers State House of Assembly and is the chairman of the Haddock Committee set up by the Rivers State House of Assembly to look into the stealing of manhole cover, that is heavy metal covering for drainages in Rivers State, and the stealing of wire mesh guarding some public facility. It is a criminal activity going on. It is widespread. We have comments coming in on Facebook, and quickly I'm going to look at this. Alaibi Nana Joseph said, okay, is commending you and said congratulations. And okay, I have another one here from Brown Jenny Priya Habib, the leader himself, and that's from Brown. Njoku is speaking here. Njoku Clinton. I think we took that from Njoku. Okay, let's come here. Tony Pepple said, banned scavenging in River States, and this happened in Bunny, and government enacted a law stopping scavengers. And Ubile Aketiba, if they are welded with concrete, it will be much better. The opening of those manholes do cause series of accidents on daily basis. This is indeed a welcome proactive measure to stop the menace of theft in our dear state. Well done, Comrade Victor Okojombo. Indeed, the difference is clear, and that is from Ubile Aketiba. Thank you so much, Ubile. Let's take another one here, and thank God ability to able those pushing wheelbarrow, aka scavengers, should be monitored. They should restore all our street lights. Again, that's another one. And thank you so much, Michael Oiboya Shegun. I must commend the passion of the honorable member of the Rivers State House Assembly on this assignment, considering how much this wicked act has cost the state in terms of life lost and financial loss. If there's anything that the tax force need, this is it. Let the existing task force team on traffic and phone calls go and keep vigil on roads to secure this manhole because of the risks they pose, and the number of lives lost to open manholes is far greater than road accidents. And we have that. Let's just take one more of that. Let's take this one now. Evangelist Akaniye Ekpanyo, Pastor Shegun, good morning. The ease of manhole removal is really alarming. I think that a special task force should be put in place to trace every place where scraps are being sold, and the dealers and owner of scrap dumps should be arrested. If this is done, then who buys this valuable will link government to these scavengers. As these guys are caught, they should be sent to prison. Aka Splendid from LL1. Thank you so much, Aka, for that. And one more then. Just keep all the comments coming in, and also would like you to send it to us on our WhatsApp 09059481021. Let's come to the telephone lines now. We have a couple of them waiting. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank. Good morning.
Mr. Shegun.
Good morning.
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
My name is Domen. They're calling from Port Harcourt.
Domen, good morning.
Shegun, this issue of manhole removal is a menace in Port Harcourt. And when those guys are arrested, you will be surprised those that will come to greet them. While I work in Rwama, we place ban on some illegal scavenging at our various receptacles and dump sites. And sometimes when we apprehended most of them, you see police officers, you see army, Air Force officers, they would drive to the place, insisting they should be released. And you can't do nothing. And the audacity those guys have, Shegu, most of them are armed. Most of them are armed with dangerous weapons, walking on the street. At this place, Old Aba Road, that was about 3 years ago, we arrested one. They came back reinforced with daggers and machetes and everything and chased everybody away. And nobody could say anything. So if they want to tackle this thing, the commissioner of police will make a bold statement. The JTF, the police, the JTF, the Air Force, their commanders must make statement that they are not part of this. That anybody arrested should be prosecuted.
All right. Thank you so much, Domenembe. I think you've made your point. Let's take another one. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Hello, Shegun.
Good morning.
Dr. Shegun, good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
My name is Dr. Otiasa Christian Livingston.
Dr. Otiasa Christian, good morning.
Thank you, and let me very respectfully meet the Honorable Member of the House.
Good morning.
Of instance, this is one of the only thing, or one of the actions taken by the River State House of Assembly that is pleasing to me. So, but I have these few comments to make. All their steps are good, and I support it. 2, I do not think that the police will set free a suspected criminal claiming that he does not have powers to detain before 48 hours. The law was not vague. The law is not vague on the fact that when persons are arrested within 48 hours, they should be charged to court. So they should not use that as an alibi to cover their complicity one way or the other. That is the only thing I see there. That is one. Number 2, it takes me down to the Rwama Act. It takes me down to the Rwama Act. I think that the Rwama Act should be looked at more closely so that the issues of scavengers should be addressed squarely. Scavengers do not always help to steal. Now, I will tell you, part of the scavengers, what they do, they go to those beds and look for female pads, used pads, and use it for very serious diabolic issues. Then they scatter this dust, these waste bins, and before you know, the surface of the whole place is molded up. So there is need, because we should not be doing things at a piecemeal. Now that they are looking at this bill, they should look at it in pari passu with the Rwama Act. More so, there are convolutions between the Rwama and the parent ministry ordinarily. So this is the whole gamut of issues that they need to look at. They are doing a good job.
Fantastic. Thank you so much,
very well. And
Dr.
I congratulate
Christian
the Honorable for his clarity in presenting this matter. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Quite appreciate that. You're listening to Point Blank, and I'm speaking to Honorable Victor Okojumbo. He is the chairman of the Haddock Committee set up by the River State House of Assembly to investigate the stealing of manhole covers in River State and the stealing of wire mesh guiding some public utility. And we've been having conversation on the dangerous trend, the stealing of the manhole covers assumed in River State and the danger it poses to the public. Now, Honorable Okojumbo, once again, thank you so much for staying with us. Let us come to that particular law. That is the River State Public Works and Utility Protection Law number 9 of 2012. This was signed into law by Right Honorable Chibike Rotimi Amechi when he was government. Now, if you look at section 3.1 of that law, it said there should be establishment of the Public Utility Protection Committee. And in that law, it said there is establishment of an interministerial committee known as Public Utility Protection Committee. The committee shall comprise of 2 representatives each from the Ministry of Urban Development, Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Works, the Ministry of Powers, Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Housing, and any other ministry as the government may deem necessary to include. And I said, number 3, the chairman of the Public Utility Protection Committee shall be a director who is registered member of his professional body from any of the member ministry. Again, the law is very, very clear. I know what you're trying to do now, but again, have we really even put to work the law?
Shego, before now, we did not have, we did not think that it was, necessary to put up this committee, because there was no looting of wire mesh, there was no removal of manhole covers, destruction of poles, removal of armored cable, removal of roofs, of government schools. But now that this menace, has now taken a different dimension, the House of Assembly is now saying, let us now look into this law. And see how we'll come out with very strong recommendations, for the executive arm, to enforce it. Now, this law, from the composition also has, a bit of not weighty penalties.
I agree with you.
So even if, for instance, let's look at section 7 of this law, sub A. Liability for destruction of public work or public utilities. A says any person who destroys any public work is liable to bear the cost of replacement or repairs of such public work, or on conviction to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or both. B says any person who removes or destroys the stakes or physical markings used by the committee or the utility provider or ministry to depict the appropriate location of underground facilities commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine of 100,000 naira or imprisonment for 3 months or both. C says the courts may order the forfeiture and auctioning of any equipment used in the destruction of the affected public work, unless the offender replaces or repairs the public work.
Yeah, you're very correct there, because even asking to pay 100,000 is an aberration when one manhole cover is about 350,000
in the black market.
In the black market.
Yes. So now you see, this is the reason why this ad hoc committee was given a mandate to come out with its report, and part of our report is to amend this principal law to include for stiffer penalties. Part of the recommendations from the interface we've had with both the CDC, the local governments, the Attorney General, and so on, MDAs, and the enforcement agencies, they're saying that we should increase the fine from 100,000 naira to 5 million naira or 10 million naira, and then also increase the term, the imprisonment term, from 3 to 4 months to 5 years or 10 years, so that's now, with this enforced, it begins to make these persons, desist from this act. If you pay 5 million naira and then your dump site is closed down, your business is shut down, I think you would stop, engaging in these activities.
But the question is, will it? Because you see, even in this current law, if you look at, I think the powers of police to arrest without warrant,
yes,
that is Section 8. Section 8A of this current law. It says a police officer may arrest without warrant any person who commits an offense under this law. And B said a police officer may seize any apparatus or equipment used in connection with the commission of this offense under this law. And here we've cited cases of police stations right in front of them. Manhole covers are stolen.
Yes, Shegun,
How do you...
as part of our interface, it will be shocking to note that almost all the citizens, all the organizations that we interfaced with do not even have knowledge of this law.
That's another problem.
In fact, it took the effort of this ad hoc committee, to begin to bring enlightenment, throw enlightenment on this law and tell them what their powers are. The CDCs do not even know. The citizens can even arrest somebody.
Yes.
The citizens has rights to arrest. Why are we not doing it? The police is empowered by this law to arrest, but we're not doing it. So I think from my perspective, what we should do is enlightenment so that this law enforcement agents, are aware of this law, so that we can both apprehend and then prosecute this person's carrying out this act.
Fantastic. We're coming to the last lap of the show. And so again, the question we're asking is, what is the solution? And we want callers to join us. You have a solution for us. Please call us up and be part of the discussion. I've been discussing with Comrade Victor Okojumbo, the member representing Bunny in the Rivers State House of Assembly, and he's the chairman of the HADOC committee set up by the Rivers State House of Assembly to investigate the stealing of manhole covers and the stealing of wire mesh to protect government facilities. The numbers to call for you to participate. Give us your recommendation on what the solution should be. The number is 070-5079-1021, 081-174-3102. We'll just take 3 calls and we'll be wrapping up this show with Honorable Victor Jumbo. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning, the very distinguished Pastor Shegro. How are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm good, and how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Permit me to salute Honorable Victor.
Good morning.
I want to appreciate you, sir. I remain the very distinguished Temple Okiri.
Good morning, Temple Okiri.
So much. Yes, I think this one is a very good one. But I want to appeal. When we talk about stepping up, when we talk about looking into the manhole, after this investigation, what next? Which is also very important. But I want to tend to disagree on the issue of setting up task force. The very distinguished Pastor Shego Olabi, if you agree with me, task force does not operate, the last time I checked, at about 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Because these guys always have this opportunity to, loot this manhole, which has caused a lot of havoc to us as a people. I think what I think at a stage we should do is to bring up some kind of, we have laws already. We are not looking at laws. And police their own. If a manhole in front of police station will be removed, I wonder, the ones in the middle of nowhere, what will happen to them? When police have deviated from their core mandate, I thought they are out there to protect land and property. This manhole, are they not part of the River State property? What has police done on their own part? They do some patrol at night. So for me, there should be some kind of severe penalty to these girls.
Right.
When they are in court, not at the end of the day, when they are in the trickle of night, you see them trooping around our street, looting on daily basis. There should be severe penalties.
Thank you so much, Mr. Temple Okere. Thank you so much.
Talking. There should be separated time for them not to also operate again. At about 6, they should close. 6 p.m. in the evening. Any of them that is being seen around should be arrested. Thank you.
Right, a fantastic suggestion you have there. So we should regulate the activity. There should be a time they're allowed to operate, and after which it should not be found on our streets. And that's a suggestion from Temple Okere. Let's take 2 more. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us, Point Blank.
honorable speaker and the moderator.
Thank you.
It's nice also to hear from you and also to talk to the public.
Yeah.
I will also advise that if it is possible, let's talk to the neighboring states. That the governors will aware that their sons and daughters are trooping into the state to hold the state to evil. Because when you start reacting, they are the one that will say that the state is doing evil, do their members evil.
You're suggesting the government should speak to neighboring states.
The governors, to talk to the governors of the neighboring states, to talk to their persons for as a caution before the law carry up. You understand? And then also to also put that law of 5 billion naira and 10 million naira will also make a very good, because the police is working on a tribal. When they see their members doing it, it's let us see now you see there's a river man inside their unit and a river policeman there. You know.
Okay.
So what they are having there is a tribal policeman in the team.
All right.
And then the commissioner of police will also sit up to caution the team, the tribal policemen. You understand?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You didn't tell us your name. What's your name, sir? I think we lost him there. Let's take one last one. Good morning and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Greetings to your guest.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Chile Edwin.
Chile, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Yes. Let us not shut down businesses just because of manholes are being removed. Everywhere around Port Harcourt Township, there is no manhole again. And people are falling, and one of my friends died as a result of the removal of manholes.
That's unfortunate.
So the issue is that government is shut down. There's no governance. There are security agents, and I'm surprised that now at our assembly, we dabble into the issue of manhole removal. We have a system that should make what is happening around Port Harcourt. There is police there. We have all security agencies that they should activate to make sure that things are going well. And this is what we are getting. So it is the assembly now that will enter into policing our own issues. There is no government at all.
Well, again, it will be when you say there is no government. Again, that is a very vague statement. I wish you could.
Let them activate it and let things run, because those people that are buying those cars are in business, and you must not shut them out of business. This kind of thing that is happening.
All right, now. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I think you've made your point. So again, when you say there is no governance, that's a very vague statement. I hope you could be a little bit clearer on your statement on that. And when you say that we should not shut down business just because we want to arrest those still in the manhole, that's also a very not fair one. You've said that. But thank you for your view. Mijay Parr said, good morning, Shegun. I suggest the police should stop and search the scavengers seen on the street. And secondly, the lawmakers should scrap dealers along different streets. Scrap dealers along different streets should be banned. And I'm just going to take one more, and we'll also look at what we have on the WhatsApp page. If we could take one or two comments on the WhatsApp page before we begin to wrap it up. Evangelist Akaniyene Ekpeyong said the manhole at Tank has been removed, and it poses a lot of threat to motorists that use the East-West Road at night. It's even worse with strangers who visit River State for the first time. Well, thank you so much for bringing that to our notice. So let us see what's going on WhatsApp page. And if we could take one or two comments from WhatsApp there, if you have your comment there. And yes, let's just take two. Good morning.
Hello, Shego. Good morning.
Thank you.
Guests in the studio, good morning. This is Fred Michael from Koro.
Fred.
Please, I want to beg on the River State government, please, to put light, street light, at least even a solar light for along the area so that those boys cannot be able to operate. They should even put CCTV camera to monitor those people and send task and create task force that will be monitoring these people from midnight. They operate in midnight. They should send task force to those various areas that those people used to operate. Thank you very much. God bless you. This is Fred Michael from Nkoro.
Fred Michael, thank you so much for your comment. And one last one. Good morning.
Shegu, good morning. And our guest in the studio. My name is Gospower. I'm testing from Abloma. From Odeli Road by JTP roundabout, passing Okru to Abloma, all the manhole that's on that road, all of them are gone. And those scavengers, they have their dump at that Okru Road, close to Okru Market. Please, all those places, there is no single manhole on that area. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much. And we appreciate every one of you who have sent us comments, and those of you who send us on our WhatsApp, Facebook, and Twitter page. So let us begin to wrap this up. I'm Comrade Okojumbo. It's fantastic talking to you this morning. So what should Rivers people look forward to in the coming days?
Well, I would encourage Rivers people to remain calm while the ad hoc committee comes out with its reports. And on Monday, like I said, we'll be submitting reports on the floor of the River State House of Assembly. And I believe that the reports, from the legislative arm will be sent to the executives, and then this will be enforced, by the executive arm. And I must say that the administration of Amopu, Siminalayi, Fubara, Joseph, will, curb this menace. The activities of these persons is not only the responsibility of government. The citizens also share part responsibilities in this. We must not blame government all the time. Government cannot solve every problem for everybody. Now, you can imagine that everywhere that this manhole is a community.
Sure.
It's a community, situated in a community. Now, if the community turn a blind eye, and then these scavengers come and remove the manhole covers, you still blame government, for allowing these persons to operate around the states. But as part of our recommendations, what we would also do is to also look for a template for a proper metal waste disposal system. So that if you are banning the activities of scavengers, you'd have a proper way to dispose of metal, or else we'll have a crisis on our hands.
Fantastic. And we must thank you so much, the lawmaker representing Bani in the River State House of Assembly, Comrade Victor Okojumbo, was also the chairman of the Haddock Committee on the removal of manhole covers and the looting of wire mesh. Thank you for coming to speak to us this morning on Point Blank.
Thank you, Shegun.
Fantastic. We'll be going on a short break. When we come back from the break, we'll be looking at another critical issue. Just some couple of days ago, some local government farmers in some local government areas allege invasion of their farmlands by herders. Now, don't forget, a couple of weeks ago, the River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, issued a statement to the leaders of the northern Muslim communities to ensure that they stop all acts of herdsmen attack on farmers in River State. And also, there is a law in River State which was signed by the immediate past governments of Eze-One Nyesom Wike. That is the Open Rearing and Grazing Prohibition Law number 5 of 2021. So the question is, why have we continued to witness attack on farmers in River State by herders? Who is enforcing the law on open grazing? And again, the herdsmen, are they even aware that there is a law stopping open rearing of animals or open grazing of cattle or herds of cattle in River State? We'll be talking a little bit about that, and we have the representative of the northern community who will be joining us to speak about that. But that will come after this break. Stay with us.